Peter, what gave you the idea to turn your books into stage plays?
I've always loved the live theatre, and when I was a kid, my parents had weekly seats at the Theatre Royal in Brighton, and I would just sit there from the age of 9, and I'd watch the curtain rise, and I just used to dream that one day the curtain would rise and there'd be something I'd written, performed. And I bumped into Josh. I'd known Josh for a number of years, and I bumped into him at a party, and he said to me one day, he said, you know, I've just been working on the Agatha Christie plays, and with huge success. And he said, you're probably the nearest thing to a living Agatha Christie. Have you ever thought about having any of your books adapted for the stage? And I said, it's been a dream all my life, and Josh made that dream happen.
Do you enjoy seeing your stories portrayed on stage?
Do you know, I love it because you can't sit and watch somebody reading your book.
You could, be boring.
It'd be very boring. But I love sitting in the theatre watching the audience as much as I watch the plays. I mean, I've learned a lot about writing from watching my plays, because when you see real people performing the lines that you've created, I mean, Sean McKenna's done an incredible job with the adaptation. Ian Talbot's just done magic in directing. And for me, every performance is different. And it's fascinating to see what people laugh at and what shocks them. And often it's really different. And I just love that experience of watching.
The first two Peter James stage plays were critically acclaimed and huge hits. Why do you think they work so well?
I think partly the brilliant adaptation. I think The Perfect Murder lent itself to a stage adaptation because it's basically a four-hander. Yeah. In a couple planning, a husband planning to murder his wife, and he's having an affair and doesn't realise his wife's having an affair and is planning to murder him. And I think with Dead Simple, it was a much harder book to adapt because the last quarter of the novel is a car chase. But it's got that claustrophobic element to it that I think works so well on stage. You know, the start of Dead Simple, the wedding night prank gone wrong, the groom is left buried alive in a coffin and all his mates are dead in a car crash. And that's a great kind of stage play setup.
Shane Ritchie is a brilliant actor, and I'm really looking forward to work with him. Why specifically did you pick him and myself for the roles of Roy Grace and Cleo?
Well, Roy Grace is a very warm, caring person. I always joke macabrely that if I had a member of my family murdered, Roy Grace is the detective I'd want to run the case. He's a kind, caring, warm guy, and Shane's got those qualities in spades. And I've known Shane for a number of years, and he's always wanted to play the role. And when he suddenly became available for the window to play it, we jumped at it. And I think he'll be a fabulous Roy Grace. And with Cleo, I always had an image of Cleo in my mind. Bizarrely, first time I ever went to Brighton Mortuary about 25 years ago, I rocked up there at 7:30 on a wet Monday morning, expecting some wizened old crone, and there was this beautiful blonde woman in her late 20s opened the door, and she was a locum. She was actually running Eastbourne Mortuary, and it kind of changed my perception, and it gave me the idea of Cleo, the character. And when Josh pinged me your details, and I just went online, and I thought, this is Cleo, you are Cleo. And then I met you, and I just loved the way that you had really thought about the character, the way you'd absorbed it. And I just thought, wow, this lady is perfect.
What will audiences enjoy the most about the stage version of Not Dead Enough?
I think audiences are going to really enjoy, first, the sheer thriller element of it, and there's some big scares and jumps. There's a lot of warmth and there's quite a bit of humour as well. And with both the previous books, we have changed the ending. So fans of The Perfect Murder, fans of Dead Simple, were big time surprised by the little twists at the ending. And anyone who thinks they know the ending to Not Dead Enough from the novels, they're going to be pleasantly, hopefully surprised.